Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. My name is WDRite5, and no, I am not dead. Thank you for asking. And this is AHL Late Night. Ladies and gentlemen, you're wondering, why is WDRite hosting the show? Well, something happened with the original host, and we decided to proceed without him. We give our best regards to Bogey, and hopefully he's doing whatever he's up to. Hopefully he's not dead. So we're going to take this into a new direction. We've got a couple of people here from the last couple of episodes. Well, on tonight's show, we're just going to have some opening remarks. We have something from Gucci Goals. We were going to discuss Parody by Carito. E-Rice somehow magically slithered his way in, so he's going to say something. Made It Two Faces somehow found the train and found his way into this Google Hangout, so he's a wanderer. We're going to let him talk. We have my top 10 list, and we're just going to really talk about the AHL and see what's going on. It's been a very interesting season so far. It's very weird to see how these things have gone on in terms of certain teams you think are doing well, certain teams that are not doing well. Like, for example, you could say Stockton's doing all right. Crass, kind of sketching out on a couple of good games.
It's the West. So
yes, exactly.
You are in the playoffs.
And then you have Bridgeport somehow doing well. I mean, I don't know. They have Nubinator, and they're
not in first place.
I mean, wow. So we're going to go into a couple of those things again. Once again, my name is WDRite5. I'm the alternate assistant general manager of the Milwaukee Admirals. And let's introduce our panel here today. So, first off, he is my partner in crime, but the guy absolutely can't stand me. Here is Made Of Two Faces. Say hi, douchebag.
No, I hate all of you.
Good.
That's a lie.
You have anything to say before we begin?
Grassman away from here, too.
Oh, I thought you were going to choke because we weren't a third line.
All right. Next up on the ledger, he is a guy who apparently I can't see what's on the back of his wall. He is the center or winger for the Albany Devils. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the eccentric and greatest car salesman in the world, E-Rice 30. Say hello.
Hola, amigos, ¿cómo está? Thanks for having me.
To those who don't speak Spanish, he says, hi, I will sell you a car.
It's true.
Next up on our ledger here, he is probably one of the coolest people I've just met. He is a Mets fan, and he is on Bridgeport as well. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Carito. Say hi.
Yo, what's going on?
Anything else you'd like to add, Carito?
Please stop giving us first lines. We're not very good, so third lines, okay? That's all.
Okay.
That's a lie.
Fantastic. Wonderful advice. And now we go to our friend from Grand Rapids. I think his team kind of destroyed us the first game, if I am correct.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Gucci Goals, introduce yourself.
All right. Hey, guys. I'm the GM, don't get it confused, of Grand Rapids. And special shout out to Ono Ruthless, who will never watch this because, he uses a typewriter. And ignore everything Carito said. Give them all your first lines.
Fantastic. All right, well, you've met our panel. Let's begin with our program, shall we? Now, we just spoke to him, of course, and he is the general manager of these Grand Rapids Griffins. Now, let me just say something real quick. I find this to be funny. That whole first game of the season was odd because we thought on the onset that, we were going to play you guys, and then we found out that we weren't scheduled, then Faces decided to open his mouth, and then we ended up playing you guys, and then you really kicked our...
Faces, I wasn't planning on playing you guys. No offense. But Faces asked, and I said, that's fine.
I see. So Faces is responsible for us getting our asses kicked.
No. Yes.
Or maybe he just didn't pass the puck enough, probably.
I don't remember.
I passed to Ozzy.
Yeah, you passed it to one guy.
Passing it to Ozzy, I'm not entirely sure what you're trying to accomplish there besides jump peaks.
All right, so Gucci, you had something that you wanted to bring out on the program. Tell us what you want to offer us today.
All right, well, since I do the East write-ups that everyone... And by everyone, I mean the top 4 teams, everyone else just yells at me, loves each week. I thought I'd take a look at the East playoff race so far. Granted, it's still very early, but I do think the Penguins move up. I don't know why they're the 9th seed. They actually played my line believe it was 2 days. Whenever we played Bridgeport, Burrito, when was that? Was that Tuesday? No, that was Monday.
Monday.
Yeah, that was Monday. They were actually up by 3, and we got very, very lucky and managed to beat them in overtime. But not quite sure why they're struggling. Albany, I think, goes up. Rochester, I think, goes to play with Hershey down near the bottom. Sorry. And, well, the Pirates, it turns out, for all of our viewers who missed our episodes and were watching the rip-off version of us, Crosscheck, Killhouse called me out at the end and said he's going to surprise me by not being ass. So I hope you do well, Killhouse. I really do. But I think you're going to be ass. But I might be wrong. I've been wrong before. So
What makes you think? That Rochester's going to go down to play with Hershey? Because I know that was kind of an odd surprise.
well, the entire
You've done well. What makes you think that?
you have the entire team that was rested on the dual backs of Sharp and McPluggles, and McPluggles, his back it didn't even break; it just exploded. And then Sharp's Xbox broke from the weight, I guess, also. So assuming he gets back, maybe they'll have a shot, but not having their free contract and their AGM certainly hurts them. And in the East, I don't know how you stay competitive when you lose, what was a first-line winger.
Well, they lost McPuggles, but they also got Dupes and Brandon Simon, so...
That's true.
They got probably one of the best forwards in the AHL back in Dupe, so as long as he plays.
If he plays. I
He
know
played a
I
couple
talked to
for them.
Rochester. Granted, this is all chat box gossip, so maybe they'll go straight to first.
Best, isn't it?
I know he said they're having a lot of guys quit on him in Rochester. Unless maybe Sharp, to his credit, just persuaded them all to stay, in which case, they could be okay. But I don't know how anyone beats Bridgeport in the East.
Now it's funny you mentioned Rochester about Sharp. Faces, was that the same guy that was in our system last year that kept begging us to call him up?
No,
that him?
When, I forget where he was. The Atticus. I tried to trade for him to bury him again.
There was another guy though that was begging us to call him up. Correct? I think it might have been the same guy, right? I don't want to assume wrong.
We didn't have to.
Sharp, I think, was a GM in the CHL last season, so I don't even think it could be called up.
Yeah, well, yeah, I think that was the case because we and if whoever's watching this, please correct me if I'm wrong. But there was a guy who had a similar gamer tag, and I think it was Sharp, and he was begging us to call him up, and I remember Faces was having a conversation with one of the guys, or the guy, and he said, "Dude, we can't call you up because you're a GM." "Oh, you still have to call me up, man. I want to come and I want to prove my worth to you guys." Well, I guess now he has his shot in.
All right, let's not start wars between us and
No.
CHL.
It was just a nod.
They'll have more media shows, so they'll win.
So what else do you have on for us there, Gucci?
It seems like about it. I mean, Bridgeport is second in the East.
We won our game, just to clarify.
Okay.
Seriously.
Well, you're still disappointing me that you're not undefeated. So, I mean, other than that, the West looks pretty set in playoffs right now. Stockton in the 7th seed. Hopefully, they go back to 8, so I can return the favor of last year and sweep Stockton in the first round. That'd be
We
nice.
all want to return the favor to them. Trust me.
Well, now that I have more than one line, it'll be a little easier.
I know we all of us who are in the West, including myself and Faces, we kind of want to, and it sucks because Carras isn't here for us to tell him.
No, I don't want to talk behind
face
his
anyways.
back. I want to say it to a pasty white face.
Yeah, that's right. We'll go find his van and throw him in the back.
We're talking about Crass.
Was it getting you excited, Faces?
That was a good game we played, Crass. Great game. Glad you showed up. Oh, wait a second. Never mind.
Good. Wait for your segment to trash him there, buddy. Okay, and then we'll go and tell him to his face.
Well, and then Carrito gets to trash him. I mean, come on now. Let them fight it out.
Too much. I would take the entire show length if I had to trash him.
Oh man. Alrighty, so Gucci, that seems to be your recap for that, correct?
That seems to be it.
Okie dokie. Alright, thank you, Gucci. We really appreciate it. Alright, so now, next up, we have Carrito here with us. Again, as I like to emphasize, he is rocking Killer Hat, because there is the best. There is a good hat that you can wear, and then it's the best hat you can wear. It's a New York Mets hat. So, Carito, you said you wanted to talk about parity in the AHL. Go ahead and grace us with your comments.
Yeah, I mean, like when you first go and look at these lists, like you look down, if you were playing last season, you could easily see a huge difference. Like you saw Hartford, Bridgeport out of it. You saw teams like San Antonio. I guess they were out of it completely, and like just other teams that you saw really early on that were never going to have enough depth to go through the 82 game grind and actually be able to win all their games. But you see now you're seeing teams like look up and down. I can only see 3 teams that don't have 20 points right now this season. Everybody else has 22 or more. And believe it or not, there's been tons of upsets every week. Like, for example, I'll use my team as an example because it's happened. We've lost to Hershey, we've lost to Binghamton, both teams that are not very high on the standings at all. But they played a hell of a game, and they were able to take us down. And then you see a team like Stockton, everybody expects them to be top 3, and all of a sudden they're losing a lot of games to teams they shouldn't be losing to. And right now they're just barely in the playoffs at a 7 seed, still plenty of time to go. But, I mean, as you just look up and down and you see the overall competition, like I'll use the Eastern Atlantic as a example here. I mean, we have 5-6 teams with 30 points. Like, are you serious? And with the new playoff format,
It's going to be interesting.
they're getting one person's getting kicked out. That's it. It's going to be one of those situations. That's the problem that I personally feel with this playoff format. A team that doesn't deserve to be in is going to get in.
It's funny you mentioned about upsets because, you know, when you speak about parity, you said there was a lot of upsets, and I could say personally that I wasn't in the game. I think this happened last night where our Milwaukee Admirals, we lost to Manitoba. So it seems to be that even though the teams may not be doing well themselves, it kind of seems the talent has really spread out in terms of who's good and what's not. Let me ask you a question, though. What do you think is the cause of this parity that you speak of? I mean, there has to be obviously a reason that this parity and it has come into all of this somehow. So what do you think could be the reason for that?
I mean, it's tough to call. I mean, I guess this is the second season. People are starting to know who's the better players. People are getting a little bit smarter, a little wiser about people that they do or don't trade. There's a lot less, I don't know if crepes going on now. Like if you saw early on last season, you had Stockton taking people's training camp players. Like I could name probably 5 players on Toronto that wound up being on either my team or Krass's team, who were the finalists in the league, right? And all in random assignments. And like this, I think the GM's knowledge has expanded much more. So it's allowed people to have a better understanding of what they have and not to give up, even if they don't know the player, but not to just give them up for free just because you don't know them, because you never know, just how much value he could actually wind up having if you wound up on a different team, right?
Yeah, and it's funny. It's funny you talk about players who are unidentified because at least myself and Faces have seen players that have been sitting in the training camp. We say, "Oh crap, this guy might actually be pretty good," and we bring him up. And for some reason, with the second season coming in, like you said, the knowledge of GMs has expanded. There were players that were on our team last season that we thought when we were going to go after them in bidding this year that we knew that these players weren't known, so we wanted to bring them back, and we had a lot of people go after a lot of the players because it seems like these people knew who these people were. I guess somehow people started paying attention after VHL for some reason, because if this were happening in the VHL, we probably would have gotten all the same players back. These people, they didn't know who people were. They just wanted to get their friends, but it seems like people are becoming more aware of who's around the league, and people are actually paying attention. So that's definitely a true point. Anything else?
I think that's part of the reason. Well, for everyone else, would you say that compared to last season, is the talent this season in the AHL worse, the same, or better then?
It's better. It's definitely better.
Yeah.
It's more spread out. The GMs did their homework, even if it was just looking at stats, and they instead of just letting one team pile up on the top players, they kind of spread them out and gave them the play for them.
But since we all agreed that bidding was kind of a mess, what made the AHL talent pool better?
The first season was like a learning curve kind of idea, where everyone was kind of learning who was big in the game. Kind of helped all the GMs learn who was actually good. And then you have the new CHL GMs who came up, stepped up to the AHL, who brought all their talented players from down there that nobody even knew about. So that also helped out.
Well, one of the things I wanted to point out too is, as you say that is, when you look at the difference between 15 NHL and NHL 16, obviously you go into the part where everyone is leveled. So a lot of the game requires smarts. So as when you get used to the game, I think a lot of what happened last season was the game was still fresh to everyone. So everyone was still trying to get used to it. Now that everyone's kind of played a lot of the games and find a way to cheese the system, at least in terms of glitching, or just kind of got used to the engine, I think now you start to see people really materializing and metastasizing. That's a big word. Hello.
Play the host.
I'll be the first to say I don't know what the fuck that is.
Look it up. Don't be an idiot and look it up.
The source.
What the fuck? Get a vocabulary, Jesus Christ.
Oh, funny is I heard that word from the X-Files, so. But, yes. They say if you sing that theme a couple times, Fox Mulder's going to come to your door and shoot you in the face.
What the fuck? Fox Mulder doesn't shoot anybody. Scully's the one always pulling the trigger.
Yeah, that is true.
You're
That's
fucking
right.
crazy, man.
That is true. But
Mulder's a man of honor. Don't disrespect him.
well, he has shot a couple of people. I've been catching up on it. He has shot a couple of people.
He has. You're right. But they were aliens, so they're not really people.
Well, he did shoot a DOD agent in the face with a shotgun. So I mean,
That must have been fun.
Look it up.
Spoiler.
Fiction. It's not real. He didn't do that.
But just to quickly go back to the point in terms of parodies, that now, like you said, the GM's doing their homework. They've decided they've looked at the players. They've seen these people play, or they have decided to see that there's people that people don't know about. They'll take them on their team, and that's how, like you said, Carrillo, the parody has created a lot more competition in this league. So I definitely agree with you on that. Anything else on the ledger, Carrillo?
I just like to also point out, I guess, one more thing that probably could have helped out. The fact that the draft was around this time. I don't know. There's a couple of teams that are really able to, be able to take advantage of that.
Yeah.
Like Grand Rapids.
Okay. Let's talk about that. We got 3
I
players.
mean, when you're getting Red
all
Serpent, a $4 million player
it's
for
not even-
$500K, I don't know.
I don't know if it's snaky that we got Serpent.
It's not
Maybe a
sneaky.
little
What I
bit.
mean by that is like it's totally within the rules. There's nothing wrong with that.
Mhm.
It's just like you're able to, because the NHL talent pools probably got thinner. Some people are just going to be like, oh, I don't want to deal with Captain LA. I don't want to deal with all that BS. I'm just going to quit, and I'm not going to bother playing or whatever. Some of the good players decide not to play. And then so that's why you have players like Oven Mitts, $12.5 million, Deceased Goblin, $14.5 million. Like, these guys are getting bid up really high. And some of the AHL players that actually played really well this past season might have gotten their shot, and some snuck by the wayside, like Serpent goes by for $500K. You have Paktaka, he goes by for $500K. You have a lot of players that are really good at the AHL level who could produce pretty well in the NHL. And, sometimes if they get sent down and they have a nice contract like that, that's already a great boost to whatever team that gets them.
Now,
that was hopeful.
Now, speaking on that thought, do you think the talent pool in the AHL is similar or maybe better than the talent pool in the NHL? E-Rice, do you have any thoughts on that?
Like if they
First
played?
with the infusion of all this new talent, the AHL is definitely much richer, but you take top NHL lines against top AHL lines, you might have a good battle, but when you're talking like those second, third tier line players, there's those AHL guys, they're not. It really just depends on who you have. I mean, if you take 5 guys in the NHL that have played together, and they're second line guys, and they played together for years, and they take on an AHL team in second line that, is just formed, I mean, NHL is going to win every time. NHL has definitely got the better talent. There's no doubt about it, but it just depends on how deep what line's going against what line. But NHL definitely has way more talent,
Okay.
hands down. It's a harder game up there. It's quicker. It's faster. I mean, you can be the smartest guy in the world. You don't have the thumb skill, you're fucked. You can have the thumb skill, but if you're not smart, you're fucked. Up there, you really have to have both things to compete every night and to be valued to your team. It's as simple as that.
And that's why Milwaukee has me NWO.
And that's why I'm in the AHL or the CHL for life.
Oh boy.
And I'm cool with it. Fuck it.
No, I agree. I'm in the same pool as you.
I have more fun down here, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that.
We've always had more fun down here. It's the way it's always been. That'll never change. I really feel like that'll never change.
Agreed.
We have more fun. They're better. We play a 7-game series. We'll win 4 games, maybe 3. I don't know. We should do that. AHL.
You win the series.
Exactly. We could win the series. It just depends on how deep the lines are. I mean, if they have a fucking... Oh, man. If they had all 4 lines of top-tier guys, we're fucked. But if not, we have a chance. Simple as that.
Alrighty, so, Carito, is that, you have anything else to add?
I think that'll about do it for me on this segment.
Alrighty, thank you, Carito. Appreciate it, as E-Rice is slowly deteriorating all of us here. No? I feel like I'm going at you a lot. I think it's funny though. I like
it's only been like that for 5 years, so just keep it coming. Come on, feed me more. Let's go.
But
Way to loss from tonight. It's fine.
You know what, motherfucker? I scored the goal. Okay, I scored the goal of the match.
You scored a goal.
It's a huge accomplishment. I'm not a scorer. Man. I'm here to play 2-way hockey. Man. Fuck that. Go watch the tape. I handle my own.
Oh, Swiss showed me. Slash D-man in the face, like on the goal line. And she slowly rolled across, went off the goalie and it. It's fucking hilarious. Greatest goal I've ever seen.
You seem mystified by that, E-Rice.
I just like to thank EA and
we all would like to thank you.
Our teammates for getting how to play with a 3-goal lead, because that's twice this week the Devils have blown a 3-goal lead for a while.
Listen,
But good times.
you got slashed in the face in a goal near net. That's legal, okay? My goalie got pushed completely out of the net.
Just about to mention that. Yeah.
Nothing bad happened though. What about the own goal in the? What are we talking about? This? Fuck this shit. People don't care about this. On the next topic. Jesus.
All right, order in the court. Order in the court before you guys start slapping each other. Calm down.
We can spar afterwards for the outtakes.
I want fun tonight.
We're gonna have to get Crass in here to make sure we get all quiet. He'll creep us out. Okay, so before we move on, I just want to emphasize because Faces actually did his research and found out what the word metastasize meant, and it says the spread from one part of the body to another when cancer cells metastasize and cause secondary tumors, or AKA you could use it as a word that means getting bigger. So there's
That's
your.
what the CHL did. They came up and they brought all their homies with them.
There you go. You can use it in that. You could use it in that context too. See, on AHL Late Night, not only do we all hate each other, but you can also learn something as well.
You might learn one thing.
I just saw the word cancer. I thought we were talking about a couple guys in the CHL keep getting tossed around.
Oh jeez. Oh boy. Here we
You want to
go.
throw out any names to that, or?
Do it. Do it. Do
Go
it.
ahead, jeopardize it, Faces.
You're on the Molly. Don't be scared. You're on the Molly. Don't be scared. Do it.
Just say it.
Speaking of, if you want to do that, Faces, I'll introduce you right now. What exactly do you want to bring to us on this glorious evening?
I was going to do upsets of the week, but if you guys want me to call people out,
I want
Oh,
both.
you can do that all day.
I mean, I'll do it. I didn't look into it, but I'll just throw random names.
Don't flunk Faces and just do it. You talk all this trash, live up to it. Come on.
Crash tonight. It was just here's have a 6 for 2 here, 6 for 2 over there. You want 3 guys?
Oh, that's right. If you mention large trades, E-Rice gets upset because then he'll just yell at us about what happened to him last season. Sorry.
No, I'm over that. That's in the past. That was one time. You guys already know. No need to repeat it.
Alright, anyways. Made. Let's hear your upsets.
Alright. There's not a lot because, like you guys said, the whole AHL is pretty close right now, minus those 2 teams that we all knew were going to be shit anyways.
Whoa.
Sunday night, the first game of the week, Erie Toes Tigers They lost to Wintry, bro.
Hmm.
Lost to Wintry. I don't know how. They had 3 ECUs, but you lost.
To be granted, to be fair, I'm almost certain that those ECUs are better than anybody on Hershey's actual roster.
They are.
That's not saying very much.
Absolutely are. But you
Not
lost
saying much, but yeah, we did lose.
You lost to 3 ECUs and Rush Pack and Wintry.
You lost to Rush Park and Wintrup.
All right, listen. Rush deserves some love. That kid's getting tossed around. Give him a win, all right?
I love Rush Park. I've known that man for years, okay? If he could play 50% better defense and 50% less offensive D-man, he'd be a great player. There you go.
No.
Sounds like a major change.
Yeah. Maybe you should take it to heart and stop playing Banana League.
Another player. Fantastic.
I love him. He's my boy. I tell him that shit to his face. Go on, sorry.
Upset number 2 isn't really an upset because they aren't that far out of the playoffs. But Bighampton beat Stockton 6-2.
Then again, who hasn't had their way with Stockton there?
Well, it wasn't even Crass in this game, so I expected Stockton to actually do something. But it didn't. And there's only one more upset I really didn't want to talk about.
I don't know what it is.
We all know what it is.
Manitoba fucking dismantled us 9-1. I don't know what happened.
Were you on the ice for that?
No, I was. Hell no. I would have killed myself if I was.
Why didn't you?
But Manitoba's ECU had 8 points.
Who's their ECU?
LaBelle X71.
You say his name's Lamel?
LaBelle.
Probably.
All right.
Get beat by Odie?
No.
The devil.
We got beat by a bunch of nobodies I've never fucking heard of. Oh my goodness. Someone's getting traded.
Go ahead, Faces. Tell them how you really feel.
Tell
How
him.
do you feel?
You can always roster dump as well as 2C dump. Just go for it all.
This is true.
Gucci, you want to help me out?
This is illegal.
No.
This is illegal.
I'm
This
gonna put a
is so
stop to this.
illegal.
Okay, put a stop to it.
So illegal. You guys are fucking high. I'm the only
I'm
one
not
who
getting tried for this.
What is wrong? I'm drinking and smoking weed. What is wrong with you guys? That's illegal. Come on.
You're in the wrong spot here.
I'm not even a manager anymore. You guys are crazy. Come on. Can't put that out there. You guys are
We're gonna get
fucked.
this guy arrested. Oh
Put that on
boy.
outtakes. Jesus. You guys are fucked.
Yeah, that's it for upsets. There's really everybody seems to be learning where they belong. Yeah, the 3 teams at the bottom who are gonna not win anymore. I mean, Rockford's on like an 11-game lose streak. See you later, kids. You're done. Manitoba made some trades. They're slowly trying to crawl out, but
Well, can you blame them?
yeah.
There's no climbing out.
Hershey
They're all fucked.
121 goals against them already.
They're all fucked.
Holy fuck. Yeah, those 3 are just fun. Everybody else still kind of being decided. You look in both conferences, like the 14th seed in the East, 8 points, they're back in playoffs. The 13th seed in the West, 8 points, they're back in playoffs. So it's still being decided.
So
Let me ask you guys something. Let's be serious here now for a second.
Sure.
Now, everyone here is a GM, been a GM, run successful teams, made the playoffs, had a lot of fun, built good teams that they would love to skate with again. But imagine being a player on a roster in the depths of the basement, dark and bleak, and there's no hope. What the fuck do you do?
I was on that for summer season in the NHL, so I know exactly how that is.
Pray to baby Jesus. Like, there's nothing you can do.
Nope.
It's hard in that situation. I think you just got to be really good, honestly.
Yeah.
Because you don't see many good or elite players buried on bad teams. They usually find a way out.
Mm-hmm.
The key is to have thumbs. That's where it all starts. Like, you'll see some huge cancers in this league that are just, why would anyone want to deal with them? But, I mean,
Bigger than all this smoke. You're right.
yeah, but if your thumbs are good enough, people will put up with you.
No, of course. And it's funny you mentioned that, E-Rice, because I had when a couple seasons ago, before the LG VHL thing happened, I was actually buried on a training camp in the CHL, and it sucks because I know that I'm not bad. Okay, and Faces, you can't say anything because I've carried you before.
You can play. People can play. You can play.
And you know, when you see that the team is doing bad, and every time they've put me in, we've won, it would suck because I would tell them, "Hey, man, I'm available whenever you need me. I can play. I'm not bad."
That's just ignorant management. That's just
Yeah, we'll
That's
let
nothing
you
you
know.
can do
We'll
when
let
there's
you
bad
know.
management.
Probably some fucking Phillies fans, man.
I know. Yes, that's right. They're probably just a bunch of frickin' Phillies fans. That's right. Screw the Phillies.
Fuck the Phillies!
I had a conversation today with a GM about a fair trade offer. It was not a trade at all. It actually was probably better for his team, but I just wanted a player. And he accused me of being a snake, and then he got super offended at me and started being real sarcastic. And I looked at his bio, and he's from Philly. And I wasn't surprised.
Go figure.
So best of luck to that certain team.
They're all fucking snakes.
They booed Santa Claus. How do you
They-
boo Santa Claus?
They threw snowballs at Santa Claus, yeah.
Yeah, how terrible is that?
Man, fuck Philly.
Gracious.
Tell them they lost in the Super Bowl. Anyways.
Real
Anyway,
quick, I just want to give a shout out to Hershey. Every week when they make all their trades on Sunday, I go, team just got worse. And they go, we'll show you next week, man. We'll show you next week. Team got worse. Went to-
That's the, but you gotta understand, their
Maybe that's
GM's
fair.
got mad heart, dude. Their GM's got, that's Frenchie, dude. That's like, I was his first GM. Like, that's Eric E. Bloodline. Like, he's got mad heart. But
Okay, but as soon as
I never said Frenchie should be a manager. I'm just saying. I never told him to do that.
Frenchie, if you watch this, I like you, man. You're one of the few
Oh,
that no one knows that I do. But
Good dude.
to be a manager, dude, that's... I mean, the only reason we let Ruthless be a manager is because he's a contract. I'm not going to let him do anything.
Oh,
Dumb.
oh, wow.
yeah,
Ruthless and Frenchie are former teammates, for the record.
I have a feeling you're gonna get a lot of angry messages after people see this there, E-Rice. Just saying.
What? I've been getting angry messages since, like, NHL 2009, so it really doesn't matter.
Okay, that's right. I keep forgetting you're desensitized to all this. I keep forgetting that.
Titus thinks he can pick up Thor's hammer, but he really can't. So, like, fuck him.
Oh, I promoted him before. You gotta...
Dude, I'm the Hulk. I will fucking punch him through a fucking wall and he will go flying that way. Get out of here.
You know, it's funny. We're talking about people that we used to know. Nubinator's not. The only reason why Nubinator is known is because of me.
The only reason Nubinator is known is because he posts 1 million fucking messages in the fucking forums with gifs, and nobody gives a fuck.
He wouldn't have had any management experience if I hadn't promoted him back in VHL Season 8. So because of me, he's out there now. So he should be on his knees thanking me.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean, he should probably be on his
On
knees
his
thanking me.
knees? We're putting grown men on their knees now. This show's fucked. We're putting grown men on their fucking
The
So
AHL...
now that we've experienced some part of a, I don't even know what the heck was that. I think I've had some brain damage there after that.
Probably
No.
not that.
Have fun
Alright,
editing this.
So usually every time we do this program, I like to do a little thing that David Letterman used to do. It's called the Top 10 list. So I have myself here a Top 10 list. You can't really see what I've written on it until I read it. It's Top 10 things we are shocked by in the AHL so far. Top 10 things we are shocked by in the AHL so far. This comes from the home office from Perth Amboy, New Jersey, which that's also a Letterman reference to. Drum roll, please.
I can't. My beer bottle's on my stand.
Drum roll.
Now!
Okay. Number 10. Top 10 things we are shocked by in the AHL so far. Number 10. Nubinator hasn't ruined BST yet. Number 9. Hershey has won 5 games this season. Number 8. Made it 2 faces, passed the puck once.
That's a lie.
Number 7. Crass faced faces. Oh, wait, no, he didn't. I'm sorry. That's a typo. Number 6. The AHL chat box has not exploded with porn yet. Number 5. Did I mention Crass didn't play faces yet? Number 4. E-Rice hasn't murdered anyone yet. Number 3. Wait, I think he murdered Bogey.
It wasn't me!
Number 2, Snoopy hasn't freaked out about nobody knows who he is yet, which I'm sure that will be happening sometime down the road. Snoopy.
The cartoon dog?
Who's that?
And the number 1 reason that the AHL, or things that in the AHL has a top 10 things we are shocked by in the AHL so far, the number 1 thing is Triz hasn't blown up the AHL yet. More time for faces to scrub hunt. Yay! There we go. So that is our top 10 list for today. So not only have we had formal discussion about parity, Hoochie talked about how good his team is and how whiny his GM is, and how E-Reich just likes to say whatever the hell he wants, and Faces is just being here, and Carito being the good guy with the Mets hat, of course. We are getting close to the end of the program, ladies and gentlemen. Now, this part of the program, we decided to save the best for last, although his lawyers will disagree. E-Rice, bring us the knowledge that you want to drop on us today. You wanted a segment similar to Stugat's take from the Dan Lebitard show. So please, drop us with some of the knowledge before we leave this program today. The stage is set for you. We've got the soapbox. We have some more booze, and probably some more cocaine. You can keep it all if you want.
Whoa! The fuck?
It's a diet.
It's Diet Coca-Cola, for Christ's sake!
Okay. To be honest, I'll keep the cocaine for myself.
Nobody does cocaine. Jesus, we're all old.
Come to where I live. You see what I'm talking about. So, Mr. E-Rice, give us your take on all of this so far, please. The stage is yours.
Faces!
What up?
Season 23. Opening night. Heat. Calder Cup champs. Led by a cheater Stitch Rat. Opening night. Stockton. 0-2. Utica. 2-0. Weird. Start of a weird season. Week 3. Utica. 6th seed. Stockton. 7th seed. Ontario. Back to old school form. Penguins. Hutch. Clutch. So good. As always. Faces! Bridgeport. What the fuck is a sound tiger? Carito. Hot boy. Super. Bridgeport. Should be in the NHL. Binghamton. Can't stop a puck. Until Bishop makes 25 of 25 saves in a fucking shutout. San Jose. One good line. I built it. Curse of the 1-goal losses continues. Texas. Tanaka. Asians. Sev. Rough start.
Jesus.
Everyone is teal. Gucci goals. Shave your neck beard. I hate you.
They call me Nuge TV.
Macros! Get out of the chat box. Get outside. Hartford! Won't be good in the long run. And Jake still can't grow a goatee. Hershey. Oh no. Frenchie. Prost. I love you. God bless. King B. I'm sorry. You're now a devil. Charlotte. Checkers. Life isn't so sweet. You might make the playoffs. Milwaukee.
Oh boy.
Made of. Fill in the blank. Nubbinator. Giffinator. Fuck off. Golden Aces. And Frank. Hot start. Faded fast. East. Tigers. Penguins. West. Griffins. Rain. Final Four. Book it. Lang.
Rain?
Back from the dead. Wojo. What the fuck is a Wojo? A sticky steak. Scoring goals since NHL 09. Doesn't do anything else good. Scarito 87. hot. Darth Knight, crushing checker. Hixie999, one of the most underrated players. Hoey HD, 10 games, 3 shutouts. Ouch. Stay strong. Ravage, garbage. Admirals, Senators, Crunch, Barracudas. It's called possession of the fucking puck. Learn it. 3 weeks. Lots of weird things. Maxwell. I'm still smoking. Kick rocks. I hope you die of skin cancer. Titus. You're not worthy of the hammer. Brody. How you doing, buddy? Legit sniper. Assist maker. Steve-O. 500 record, but he's a beast. Brosh. Undefeated. In the NHL, he'd win the Selkie. Hot wing. Chicken wing. Wojo. I said it before. What the fuck is a Wojo? Tranny. Transvestite, but I love you. Kisses. Dudley. I didn't kill McPherson. See y'all next week.
There we go.
There you go.
Very nice.
Assholes.
That was
Very, very
wonderful.
nice. I'm trying to figure out if you did you actually write that?
Yeah, fuck yeah. I got a job too. I can sit there and bullshit as well.
Okay, because that sounded a lot like a Donald Trump winning speech. It's like, we won, we did a lot of stuff.
Hey,
Mexicans.
I'd like to make internet hockey great again. Anyways, if you had the beeps in there correctly, I can assist you with that. It'll be amazing. It's Stugots all the way.
Okay,
On to the next topic.
I think I can add that in. I think that'd be pretty good. I think we'll be all right with that.
Pretty much whenever I'm like, it's a beep.
Yeah. I honestly think that people are gonna figure out what the hell is he talking about. Then again, we just gotta let the guy talk because
If you
why
know
not?
LG, you know what the fuck I'm saying.
that was beautiful.
Thank you.
Alrighty, well,
I
thank
did my
you
best.
guys for that. I don't know if I got smarter or dumber after that, but thank
Oh man.
you.
I'll
Do we sign out? Do we sign out now? Say our goodbyes?
Alrighty, so before we end the program, give everyone a chance to say goodbye. Faces, last words.
I found out what a Wojo is.
What is a Wojo?
It is the state of being drunk and hooking up with hot chicks on multiple occasions in one calendar day.
I've done that! Okay, I like him.
I guess we know that guy is lying.
Oh,
Alright,
now I
alright.
gotta-
Any other last words after that beautiful segment you just gave us?
I guess next week I have to bring back references of hot bitches I've fucked, so I'll see y'all next week.
That would be fantastic.
Come here, Mojo.
Carito,
Oh, Joe?
any last words?
Third lines. That's all I got.
Prepared to face some good teams there. And let's go Mets.
Fuck!
Absolutely.
Shut up, E-Rice. We know the Mets are good. Gucci, last words.
Rico would get mad if I didn't mention that he was the greatest player to ever touch the sticks. So, thank you for letting me beat you, sir. That was an honor.
Oh,
Hey, to be fair, you had to play with Numinator.
Oh, to be fair, I had to play with Rich Boy.
It's Nubbinator. You didn't hear the fucking segment.
Numinator.
It's Nubbinator.
That's actually not sarcastic. Rico's actually very good.
No, I actually agree. And my last comment before we leave is, you talk about TCX. It's actually segued into very well what I want to say before we go. TCX, I've known him for a very long time. Probably one of the nicest guys in the world. So, Rico, if you can find some way to come to Milwaukee while keeping on your team over there, find a way to maybe split yourself and come on Milwaukee. We'll have a good time like we used to have back in the old VHL days. How about that?
advertising him using a second tag?
No.
Second
I'm
tag,
not
like,
recommending that because that would be breaking the rules. I'm just saying he would have to find a way to clone himself and then sign up with a different computer IP address, whatever. So it's essentially 2 different people, and then he can come and play for Milwaukee.
I'm kind of
There's
offended.
an easy way of doing that. It's called second tag.
No, I wouldn't condone that.
Gentlemen, just remember, it's for the community. It's It's for the community.
Wait.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. So, with that being said, as they are amongst themselves trying to figure out what the hell is going on, thank you, guests, for coming on. We'll definitely have to do this again next week. My name is Deli Do-Right for Gucci, Carito, E-Rice, and Made of Two Faces. This has been AHL Late Night. Have a good night, everybody, and we'll see you next time. Say bye, everybody.
Peace.
Hasta mañana.